Welcome to another exciting episode of Howard's Opinion. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you all tuning in today. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, packed with the latest sports news, analysis, and debates. To kick things off, let's dive into the world of football. You know, every year, we see teams rising from the ashes, exceeding expectations, and making a splash in the league. And with that comes the inevitable question: which team will be this year's Cinderella story? Recently, I came across an article asking if the Titans could be this year's Commanders. Now that's an interesting topic. For those who might not know, the Commanders had a remarkable turnaround last season, thanks in part to their exciting rookie quarterback, Jaylen Daniels. But can the Titans replicate that success with their own top draft pick, Cam Ward? I mean, let's be real, folks. Ward is a talented player, but was he a Heisman Trophy winner like Daniels? Probably not. The article I read suggested that the Titans could be a team with low expectations, elevated by an exciting rookie quarterback. But here's the thing. It takes more than just one player to turn a team around. You need a solid coaching staff, a good front office, and a roster with depth and talent. The Commanders' success last season wasn't just because of Jaylen Daniels. It was also due to the contributions of other key players, coaches, and even their new owner, Josh Harris. So, can the Titans be this year's Commanders? I highly doubt it. There are just too many variables at play. You need a combination of factors coming together, like a good draft, smart free agency moves, and a bit of luck. It's not just about having a talented rookie quarterback. It's about building a well-rounded team that can compete on all levels. We'll continue to explore this topic and more throughout the show. We'll examine the Titans' chances, discuss other teams that might be sleeper hits, and dive into the latest news from around the sports world. So, stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're diving into the world of NFL schedules and win probabilities. I've got some fascinating stories to share with you, so let's get started. First off, we have the Washington Commanders' win probability for every game on their 2025 schedule. Now, expectations are sky high for this team, led by quarterback Jaylen Daniels after their impressive 12-5 season last year. But, as we all know, the NFL is a tough league, and the Commanders have a far more difficult slate in 2025. According to AIDailyPress projections, the Commanders have a favorable win probability in about half of their games. They're looking at a projected win total of 8.7, which ranks them 13th in the NFL. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, hey, that's not bad. But let me tell you, folks, this team has its work cut out for them. They've got 2 games against the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, 2 more against the Dallas Cowboys, and other tough matchups against the Minnesota Vikings, Kansas City Chiefs, Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, and Chicago Bears. That's a gauntlet of teams if I ever saw one. And speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs, we have another story that caught my eye. It seems that NFL Vice President of Broadcast Operations Mike North is singing their praises after the 2025 schedule release. The Chiefs, as you know, have been on a tear lately, winning 3 of the last 6 Super Bowls. North notes that the Chiefs' growing popularity has put them into a non-routine scheduling formula, with Sundays at noon being rare for this team. In fact, they've got 4 or 5 of those games this year, which is probably more than they're used to. And get this, folks, the Chiefs will play 7 primetime games in 2025, the most of any team in the NFL. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, hey, what about the Cowboys? Well, according to North, the Chiefs have almost surpassed America's team as the bell cow of the league. That's quite a statement, folks. The Chiefs are certainly making waves, and their pop culture presence is part of the fabric of the country right now. So there you have it, two stories that give us a glimpse into the world of NFL schedules and win probabilities. The Commanders are looking to make some noise in 2025, but they've got a tough road ahead of them. And the Chiefs? Well, they're just dominating the league right now. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We've had a fantastic conversation so far, and I'm excited to dive into our final segment for today. As we wrap up, I want to talk about the thrilling world of basketball, specifically the Oklahoma City Thunder's recent win against the Denver Nuggets. This series has been an absolute nail-biter, with both teams showcasing incredible skill and determination. Now let's dive into the details. The Thunder's victory was largely thanks to their stellar defense, which held the Nuggets to a mere 74.5 points per 100 possessions in the half-court. That's right, folks. They completely shut down Denver's offense, forcing them into 4 of their 6 worst offensive games of the year. And if that's not impressive enough, the Thunder also caused the Nuggets to turn it over 23 times on 99 possessions. That's a turnover rate of at least 23%. Which is simply astounding. But what really caught my attention was the resurgence of Jaylen Williams. After a somewhat lackluster series, he bounced back with 24 points and 7 assists on 10 of 17 shooting. His rim attacks and scoring in transition were instrumental in unlocking the Thunder's offense, and it's clear that he's a crucial component of their success. As we look ahead to the Western Conference Finals, it's going to be fascinating to see how the Thunder match up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. With Anthony Edwards leading the charge, I have no doubt that this series is going to be an absolute thriller. The Timberwolves are known for pushing teams to their limits, and I'm excited to see how the Thunder respond. The Thunder's title chances are certainly looking strong, with a combined record of 76-17 in the regular season and playoffs. In fact, they're currently owning the 8th best record of all time when you combine those two periods. That's some impressive company, folks, and it's clear that they're on a mission to make it to the NBA Finals. As we close out today's show, I want to leave you with this thought. The Oklahoma City Thunder are a team on the rise, and they're not going to let anyone stand in their way. With their stifling defense, explosive offense, and talented young roster, they're a force to be reckoned with. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.